Welcome to the Dante Greco Show, everybody. Thank you. I got rid of my intro for now. I'm kind of sick of hearing about it. My fiance is sick of hearing Judge Janine Pirro say my name at the beginning. I'm kind of over it. It's a little old at this point. Maybe I'll make a new one. Maybe I'll just keep it with the short and sweet intro. That's what we're going with for now. Haven't done the show in a few days. It's been busy. As I mentioned on the last show, I got engaged over the weekend, and it was great. It was magical. It was very special. It's stressful as well in the lead up to it when you got to plan things out and you're thinking, well, maybe I'll do it here. Well, maybe I'll do it there. With this scenario, all these moving pieces have to fall into place in order for it to go well, truly. But I think what I did was very good. I proposed around sunset in a nice area that has some meaning for us as a couple. And there was a little bit of a crowd around. We got a nice round of applause. It was fantastic. Here are some pictures. That was after. Well, this is right in the immediate aftermath of doing it. As you can see, very happy. We're dressed up. She didn't know. She had no idea. So luckily it was her birthday weekend, and that helped factor into it, like, oh, we're going to go out for a dinner. Let's get dressed up. And I said, let's stop and take a few pictures before because you look so nice, which was true too, by the way. And that's when I made the move. Luckily, I had a friend who used to work with me at TMZ who was a photographer. He has professional cameras, as you can see here. So he came and took the pictures for me, and now I owe him an expensive dinner. He's actually the guy that got me the job in the first place over 10 years ago. And he made it, like, when I got the job from him, he made me buy him dinner. And then he said, if you make it to 10 years at TMZ, then you have to buy me another expensive dinner. And I made it to 10 years. Secretly, I wished that they'd let me go at like 9.5 years so I wouldn't have had to buy him dinner again. But I made it, and I took him to Wally's in Beverly Hills, very expensive. And now I owe him another Wally's in Beverly Hills for taking these photos. But it's worth it, to be able to work with him and tell him, hey, we're not there yet. We're going to be there. It's just much more. It made it easier for me and more comfortable for me to orchestrate the proposal, working with a guy that I knew, expensive dinner or not. So that's one picture. And then that's us having a couple celebratory cocktails, showing off the ring a little bit. And I'll be starting a GoFundMe to pay for the ring. No, I'm just kidding. So that was it. It was a great engagement, and we're very happy. So I just wanted to update you on a little bit of personal news. Now let's get into the world news. News of the world. A New Jersey teen killed herself days after she was attacked by high school bullies, and school administrators failed to step in. Extremely sad story. By the way, today is one of those days. I haven't done it in a long time. I'm just going to kind of read through the news. Like, usually I prepare a bunch of stories, but nothing's really grabbing my attention today. The State of the Union was a couple days ago. We're kind of over that. And other than that, it's a lot of sports news, like the NBA trade deadline, which I was interested in, but I know that's not really what this channel is about. And the Super Bowl coming up. So we're just going to read through the news. This is a terrible story. Schools do not do enough to combat bullying. It seems like they like don't want to do, because I know people with children in school, and like the teachers or the people that are watching the after school programs, they just like let shit happen to the kids, and they never really step in to stop it. And there's always like, oh, it's not. How do we know it's this kid's fault? Well, now you got a poor girl in New Jersey who killed herself after getting bullied. And it's very sad because, if she had just, who knows what else was going on. Of course, we don't have all the details, but you really feel like, damn, if someone could have just like gotten to her and maybe, helped her through that dark moment, she would realize that this is such a short period of your life, the high school years, and there's so much more to look forward to in the future. So it's terrible. The father is going to go after these bullies. They've been charged. 3 out of the 4 of the bullies, they were like walking around on video saying, well, we're going to do this to the girl. We're going to do that to the girl. 3 of them have been charged with felonies. One of them has just been charged with criminal mischief. And he's going to prosecute them. It's like 5 lives, that are now kind of screwed because of this. So stupid. But schools need to reevaluate how they handle these situations, because I know from personal experience of what people have told me, they still haven't quite figured it out in a way that defends the kids who are being bullied. Someone says, congratulations on the engagement. Thank you very much. Britney's loved ones staged a failed intervention. Okay. Due to concerns she would die over mental health issues and substance abuse. I mean, to be fair to Britney, can she really trust at this point any of her loved ones? Like, was this her father and mother, or her sister, or any of the people who kept her in a virtual prison in that conservatorship for all those years? And then she's supposed to trust them when they say we're doing an intervention and not think it's about getting their hands on a larger portion of her pie? Come on. Singer's loved ones alarmed by her volatile behavior caused by medications. She was seen having a manic meltdown at a restaurant last month. Well, I talked about that on this show here. She started speaking in tongues and go, la, 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 la. You know, it's because she goes out in public finally for the first time, and everyone has been like, oh, Britney, we love you. We're so happy you're free. Free Britney. And then she goes out, and what do these people do? They treat her like the paparazzi that they claim to hate. I remember I was down there when I was still at TMZ covering the day that the conservatorship was lifted. And people, you know, I had this big TMZ sticker on my camera, and everyone's like, you murderer, you know, like, you're terrible. How do you guys sleep at night with what you did to Britney? You know, never mind, she's not battling us. She's battling her father in court, but okay. Britney goes out. First time in forever not hitting the drive-thru, which I explained is not an insult. It's just easier for her to go through the drive-thru. And then people take pictures of her. So, of course, she has a manic episode. She's trying to reintegrate herself into the outside world. Okay, so people close to her became alarmed. They said the medications hype her up and cause her to fly off the handle regularly. She'd become increasingly combative and chaotic before her loved ones stepped in. Yeah, one source told the publication, I'm afraid she's going to die. It was planned to take Britney to the house where her husband, Sam Ashgari, her manager, doctors, and an interventionist would be waiting on Tuesday, with Britney set to receive medical treatment and psychological counseling for 2 months. However, the singer is said to have become somewhat aware of the plan, and the intervention was scrapped. She's said to have agreed to meet with the doctor on Wednesday, which went well. I mean, is she acting erratically? Are there issues? Is she what we would call just like a normal person? No, but I suspect, and I'm not basing this on any hard, concrete information, I suspect everyone's saying, hey, let's get our hands back on that money, shall we? We got to frame her as crazy. I mean, unfortunately, she plays right into it. Someone saying here, too much smoke for no fire. Her Instagram posts are so bizarre. Too much meds for too long. Yeah, exactly. She is cracked. That we can't deny that. And her posts are bizarre, and they're frightening, and they're hostage videos, and they're always taken from above with that black eyeliner. But still, I think they're just saying, look, you know, she may be out of the conservatorship. Let's just get her locked up totally. Girls in high school are extremely cruel. I was tormented by one girl in particular for years until she started to physically hurt me in our teens. Yeah. And it's like, if you had done something, you would be in as much trouble. A lot of these schools have zero tolerance. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just sit there and take it? Hope the teacher's going to step in? I mean, you want to punch somebody, but you can't. Look up the long-term effects of lithium. I will. Let's see. Lithium. Some clinicians believe that lithium may cause impaired cognition. A meta-analysis of bipolar patients treated with lithium and patients treated with other medications showed that lithium had a moderately unfavorable effect on cognitive function. Okay. I mean, that doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good at all. So that's probably what's going on. We'll see what happens. Brittany, I don't know what she could do. I don't know if she can trust her husband. I don't know who she can trust. It's awful being Britney Spears. You literally have no one to trust. She's in Michael Jackson territory, because they medicated her. She doesn't have all of her faculties, and everyone is out to get her probably. Like I don't know where she goes from here. She's estranged from her sons, and Kevin Federline's not going to step in and be a stable influence. So it's tough. Okay, let's look at this. I wanted to see this. This is female. That's the Daily Mail's female-centric section of the site. They reveal what Hollywood's plastic surgery-obsessed stars would look like if they hadn't gone under the knife. We've talked a lot about this. Everyone saw Madonna at the Grammys and was shocked. I mean, if you follow the news, she's looked like this. She has this weird gray alien look that she has now on Instagram because her face is so plumped up, and then she'll wear these big black sunglasses, like those old people sunglasses that are really big and super dark, and it makes her look like she came out of a UFO. But I guess the public at large hadn't seen her, so it sparked this whole plastic surgery discussion. Just something on the Britney. Someone says, I'm half Arab, and I know for a fact he would never marry her if not for her money. His family would never accept that. Sam Ashkari is no good for sure. Yeah, I mean, I told you, I did an interview with him. He was pulling out in his car. And, I can't say for certain that he is lying. I don't want to slander the guy or libel or whatever. But I got this sense because I was like, hey, Brittany is blah, blah, blah. And he's like, huh? Oh, you mean my baby? Oh, yes, Brittany. I love her so much. All right, let's look at who these stars are. Let's see if we can guess. People keep saying, I see you're saying that people are making a big deal of Madonna all of a sudden. She's been so weird for so long. What I don't get is they're trying to say that this is what happens when you go woke, when they show a picture of Madonna with her bad plastic surgery. Like, is Madonna really that woke, or is she just about getting attention from Madonna and latching on to whatever she thinks is going to make her relevant? They do it with Sam Smith too. They're like, this is what turning woke does to you. He's on a whole other trip. That's a whole other weird thing that he's into. I mean, I don't know that anyone really wants to look like that with the devil shit. Like, it's just so corny. Madonna used to do this with her devilish behavior and, being sacrilegious against the Catholic Church. And it's like, nobody cares anymore. Like, maybe in the 80s and 90s when the Catholic Church still had a big hold on the culture at large. But, Lady Gaga tried that too. In 2009, she comes out with a song called Judas, and it's got a video. I'm in love with you. Like, who gives a fuck? Nobody cares. It's not controversial. Who are you trying to scare? These people were hiding pedophiles and moving them around the country. Hello? So, what was it? Oh, Sam Smith in his devil outfit. Like, dude, I know that the grifters online are getting upset about it, and it's off-putting, certainly. But it's like, I'm the devil. fucking lame. All right. This pop icon seems to have got hung up on her appearance. Okay, so we all know who this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be Madonna if she did not have plastic surgery. I don't think she necessarily would have looked like that, but she could have looked a lot better, frankly, without puffing her face up. She probably wouldn't have looked just like this. I don't think she would have let her hair go back to black, but she's looks like a little old Italian woman. Yeah, because look at this. Like this face here on the right isn't going to turn into that old Italian woman face. You know, she still would have done something to keep herself looking a little more youthful. Definitely would have kept it blonde, I think. That's a move that a lot of people do. You know, as they get older and they go gray, they go blonde. Nothing wrong with that. On the left, as you can see, is just the, you know, from the island of Dr. Moreau, Madonna. Anyways, so that's Madonna, what she would look like allegedly without plastic surgery. This music mogul's post-surgery look left his own son in hysterics. Yeah, that's Simon Cowell, another guy who messed his face up. Really, like, unnecessarily, too. Like, he really didn't even look that bad. And he had that weird, like, brow. He, like, lowered his eyebrows into his eyes. Like, you're terrible. Apparently, that scared his son. The 63-year-old himself admitted that he took his love of Botox too far and decided to stop when his latest look left his 8-year-old son, Eric, in hysterics. Yeah, I mean, daddy comes home looking like he rose from the dead. Of course it's going to be scary. This Swiss-born Manhattan socialite is nicknamed Catwoman due to her appearance. I mean, she's not that famous, but we all know her. If you read any kind of tabloids in the 90s, the Catwoman. This one. This is Demi Moore. They say Demi Moore would have looked like this without plastic surgery. You know, I don't think the celebs would let it get this far. I mean, this person doesn't look like they've done anything to keep up their appearance. Look at the hair. It could be a little more realistic. Maybe they're going for the shock value. But I don't think. I mean, looks like her. Looked better. This star said she looks like a cyclops following a bad facelift. The talk. It's Sharon Osbourne. Huh. Yeah, passing resemblance to Sharon. That's just a lady from Iowa, someone says. Talking about Demi. Yeah. Okay. I mean, she looks like Julie Andrews a little bit. That's Julie Andrews. Oh, Mickey Rourke. Yeah. I mean, he's the classic example. What's his name? Baseball player. I forget his name. His nickname was Nails. He used to play for the Mets. I interviewed him once, and he was like, Mickey Rourke, because he used to be in a beef with Mickey Rourke. He's like, Mickey Rourke, that guy set the plastic surgery industry back 10 years. He should have kept it up. He should have kept his look. Now, this one also looks like Demi Moore. And maybe George H.W. Bush. I believe it's Courtney Cox. I'm going to go with Courtney Cox. This on-screen star insists that she doesn't let the haters get to her. Angela Merkel. Oh, When Harry Met Sally actress. Okay, that's Meg Ryan. This star retreated from the limelight after a cosmetic procedure that left her permanently deformed. This is the woman who was complaining in the last year. what is it? Evangelista, I think was her name. Okay. This iconic fashion designer has always questioned what is natural. That's got to be Donatella Versace. And they're just saying what? She would look like a man, a total man. I don't know if that's better. Is this picture transphobic? I don't know. The famous rapper appears to have made more than a little tweak. Okay, you're telling me that's Little Kim? Little Kim is not 69 years old. What are they talking about? I know she had that same surgery. She had the like Michael Jackson thing. You know, it was unprecedented. We'd never in the history of humanity seen a person completely change their race. And yet Michael Jackson did it and he opened the floodgates. Now everyone's doing it. Little Kim has done it as well. She would not look that aged, however, if she hadn't had plastic surgery. I mean, that's just way too old. Little Kim was like 18 or something when she first got famous in the 90s. Come on. She's probably barely 50 years old. This singer's penchant for surgery seems to run in the family. Speaking of Michael Jackson, that's gotta be like LaToya. Wow. It must be so weird to go back and look at your picture. Like if you're LaToya Jackson, do you allow any pictures of yourself from like pre 1990 to be in your home? Or is it too jarring to see and say, who the fuck is that? That's not me. That little girl from Indiana, that's not me. What about the baseball player who went from black to gray? Oh, Sammy Sosa. Yeah, exactly. That's another one. It's like all of a sudden the floodgates are open. Very odd. This self-declared world's first supermodel went bankrupt funding her procedures. Jenna. What's her name? She used to be on that reality show. I'm sure they reveal it at the end. Okay, let's see. How many did you guess? The famous faces before they were addicted to surgery. Yeah, so that's Madonna on the right, and that is a little old Italian woman on the left. Dickinson. Janice Dickinson. That's right. Yeah, I don't see her going like that. Oh, so that's where they got the picture from. Yeah, still. Take a picture from like the 90s. This is from 1985. Yeah. Simon Cowell, he should have stuck with what he was doing. You know, you want to get like some hair transplants, implants, or whatever. Okay, but that lowering of your brow, most people get a brow lift. He got a brow lowering. He looks like a Cro-Magnon. He looked just fine. He looked like Hugh Grant's brother. The Catwoman, Jocelyn Wildenstein, of course. She really should have done nothing. How does Madonna live in a world where we can see what the Catwoman looks like and still go in her direction? Even back then, when is this? Pictured in 1999. Yeah, like it's like wearing a giant plastic bucket and cutting eyes for holes for eyes in it. Scary stuff that people do. Demi Moore. I always see this picture on the right to represent Demi Moore's bad work, and that doesn't look good. Simon's face isn't the problem. It's his torso and tiny arms. Does he have tiny arms like a T-Rex or something? Are you talking about like thin arms? Let me Google that. Oh man. Yeah, he should get some arm implants. Oh. Well, he is old, right? At a certain point, you just don't have that much testosterone. As I was saying about Demi Moore, they always show this picture of her. I think that's that buccal surgery, Buccal, where it's like they took all the fat out of your mouth, your face, and then you look like it. But does she really look like that all the time? Let's see. Demi Moore, 2023. She looks better. Still got the cheeks. Everyone thinks give me bigger cheeks. Like, no, do not get bigger cheeks as you age. Wake up. Not the way to go. But she looks a lot better, assuming these are recent pictures. Okay, here's her getting into the New Year's Eve spirit. Okay, let's see. Okay, they're keeping her in low light. Not a good sign. Okay. She doesn't look that bad, though. Okay, dressing her adorable pooch Pilaf in a Christmas outfit. Yeah, I think that picture that they're always using must have been taken like right after she got the fat sucked out of her face. And frankly, I'm not sure that the person on the left is an improvement. That person on the left is like from a 90s episode of Unsolved Mysteries, like that looks like an Eileen Wuornos type female serial killer from like 1994. So on this one, I grade Demi as making the right choice based on this old picture. They keep taking these pictures from the 80s. The picture quality just wasn't that good. Oh, my computer's freezing. Okay. Sharon. Yeah, so that's Julie Andrews on the left, Sharon Osbourne on the right. At some point, you just have to accept that you have wrinkles on your face. You got to just get old. That's the natural order of things. 70-something-year-old face should not look that smooth. Like, I know she's on TV and it frightens viewers. We're all complicit in this because, yes, people see old faces on television full of wrinkles and they get scared and they turn the channel. But I don't know. The amount of work she's had done. I mean, she looked perfectly fine here and she still sort of looks like that. The red hair I like. The red hair is a good choice to stand out, but it's too much. She looks like Meghan Trainor on the right. Mickey Rourke. Yeah. I mean, he's a nice guy. It's hard for us. I look the way I do in my photo and get passed up for 25-year-olds. Yeah, I know. Listen, it's tough. That's why it is hard to judge this stuff. I like what you said earlier to the commenter about skincare and maybe like changing, people living healthy or something, whatever it takes, because the plastic surgery is just so irreversible. Like once you go down that path and you do it too extreme, like Shania Twain, I can't figure it out. I think she's had something done because she looks a little different than she used to, but it's not so different that she looks nothing like the Shania Twain of when she was younger. She just looks like Shania Twain aged by 25 years, which is fine. And like it still looks good. So whatever she's done, I plead with her to stop here. Do not continue down this road. And it's a good thing that she waited till she was older too. A lot of people make this mistake of starting when they're early, like a Madison Beer, they she started way too early. You can't start major reconstructive plastic surgery on your face when you're not even finished growing. You can't do that stuff at 19, allegedly. The plastic surgery is tasteful. Exactly. Like little nips and tucks. But changing your entire appearance is just not the way to go, I think, because you can't go back. That's why I'm against it so much. really, is because you can't go back. It's not even like a tattoo where you get a bad tattoo, you can have it removed later. You can't have it removed. Technology is not that good yet. That was Courtney Cox. Yeah. You know, the woman on the left, if she grew her hair out, or I don't know. Who knows? I don't want to be like so judgmental on it, but I'm just trying to figure out what to make it work. Again, the cheeks, the too big on the cheeks. Big on the cheeks is a mistake. I know it's an 80s hairstyle. Let's see here. Madonna and her daughter Lourdes. Madonna's hitting out at ageism and misogyny because of the response to all this. Perfectly smooth faces. They look like sisters. I don't know. Can you really blame it? Is it ageism? Is it ageism? Maybe it is ageism that forced her to go down to the plastic surgeon and have him pump her face full of stuff. Yes, Meg Ryan, unfortunately, got that Joker face thing also. Linda Evangelista, yeah. I don't know. She was saying that she had some kind of surgery that made her deformed. I'm not quite sure we ever figured out what the surgery was specifically, but Versace, man on the right, something on the man on the left, something on the right. Neither one of these options are the right option. I feel like, okay, so she doesn't look so bad here, you know, a little bit too tan. She went to, I saw a YouTube video about this once actually. Like, I think in the 90s, and which is unfortunate for people who got plastic surgery in the 90s, the technology just wasn't the same. So she did things, she had injections put into her face that just didn't age well. And so now she's stuck like this. But she seems happy. Yeah, that's Little Kim. So there's Little Kim, you know, in 1999. You telling me in 24 years she's supposed to age 60 years? I don't think so. On the right, I'm not a fan of the look, but what can we do? She wouldn't look that old as she does on the left. I mean, come on. How old is Little Kim? Kim, 1974. That makes her what, 49? Yeah. No, she's 49. She's not 99, okay? Yeah, that was LaToya Jackson. It's interesting. Did she go to the same surgeon as Michael? Because she got the same nose as Michael. It was like a plaster cast, and they just stuck it on her and then sliced off what they needed to. Yeah, that's her. Two completely different people. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, does she look at this picture here from 1978 and say, yeah, that's me, LaToya Jackson? Or does she say, who's that? I've never seen that person before in my life. You know, when you look at pictures of yourself younger, you can still sort of see like, yeah, that's myself. That's me. But I've never had major surgery like that. So I don't know. Janice Dickinson, yeah. Again, this is one where it's like either one doesn't look that friendly. She looks angry. It's based on this picture from when she was like the first supermodel or whatever. It looks like Gina Davis a little bit on the right here. Well, anyways, that is guessing which celebrities, what they would look like without plastic surgery. Let's go back to the main page. So it's almost been a year since I was nearly shot to death outside of a Super Bowl party. Let's revisit that real quick. So last year at this time, the Super Bowl was in LA. This year it's in Arizona. And Justin Bieber gave a big party at the Pacific Design Center. And afterwards, there was an after party with a lot of celebs showing up at the Nice Guy over on La Cienega. And so I got there to cover it, and I was there as people keep showing up. And then eventually this guy Kodak Black shows up, and he can't get in. It was very nice, by the way. I interviewed him in line. He was cool. He gave me his Super Bowl picks and all that. Anyways, he's over there hanging out with Gunna, who later went to jail as part of that YSL Rico thing, and then somehow got out of jail. People are saying he snitched. I don't know what he did, but whatever. He's out. And they were all hanging out, and then like a fight broke out, led to gunshots. Let's revisit the video right here. I'm hanging out. I filmed all this. So, like, that guy right there got hit in the leg, I think in the ankle. He later like did a whole big spread in the Daily Mail about it. He got hit in the ankle. He was like an autograph seeker who I'd run into earlier in the night, and then he got shot. I didn't realize it was him at the time, but I saw him on the street at some point in the last year. He was walking around, so I think he's okay. Probably has a nice lawsuit settlement coming to him from somebody. But yeah, so the fight breaks out. I'm filming it. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. This will be a story. Fight breaks out outside Justin Bieber's Super Bowl after party. Great. Easy. I don't have to ask any questions. I just film this with Kodak Black, big rappers involved. They're definitely going to use this video. And then the gunshots start coming. And like, you see, it in the moment, it seemed to take longer than it actually did. It was actually very quickly when I watched. It actually happened very quickly, I should say, when I watched the video back. Let's watch it back one more time. Yeah, and so I keep filming, and because like I just like 3 months before that, in October of 2021, there was a shooting. I was pulling up to this Tiana Taylor Halloween party in Hollywood, and one or two cars in front of me, somebody was trying to rob somebody, and they pistol whipped a girl and took her purse, and they started shooting. And then I took off, and then I was going to leave. I was going to call the bosses and be like, fuck you guys, take me off the night shift. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not here to get shot. Then I went and I thought, you know what? I am a newsman. I got to go do my duty. So I went back and I filmed it all. Fast forward 3 months later to this, and another shooting happens. So when the gunshots start firing, having already experienced them 3 months before, I initially was just like, oh, okay, like I didn't have like some like freaked out reaction at first, but then when they kept going, that's when I thought, oh shit, I should probably get the hell out of here. So I run and I dove behind a car, like me and some guy with a gigantic dog who just happened to be out walking it at the time. We're hiding behind this car, and his shots were still firing. So we ran down the street, but it was a cul-de-sac. There was nowhere to go. And for a moment, I was like, shit. am I going to get hit by a stray? Like what's going to happen? But then I calmed myself. I said, you know what? This isn't a mass shooter. It's just a guy. It's like some kind of beef going on with these guys. So they're not aiming over here. Um, and then I went back and I filmed the scene and I got all the good coverage. I even got a little shot of Bieber as he was escaping in his tour bus later on, right there. Yeah, he was leaving. I managed to zoom in and get that. And, you know, the job was done. Just doing my job. Just being a newsman. Yeah, the little baby was there. Drake was there. Not really a fan of Drake. So that was almost a year ago. That's where I was. Thank God. That was the one time the Super Bowl came to LA during my entire tenure at the TMZ. We always sent guys out to cover it. I think they have guys out there right now in Arizona. I never wanted to go because it's just nonstop stressful. Like you don't even get a chance to sleep. You're just working all day and all night. Everyone's sending you setup shot. People want to promote shit. It's like, fuck. It's exhausting. I did the NFL draft in Nashville, and that was a killer. Like we slept in a car. We slept. It was raining, and we didn't get anything that night. And me and my other guy that I was there with, we slept in a car in a parking garage for like an hour, and then we went to the airport to get people flying out to go do Good Morning America and every other sports show the morning after the NFL draft. Totally exhausting, and it just wasn't worth it. So, but I couldn't avoid it. When the Super Bowl came to LA, I couldn't avoid it. I had to go. And for that, I was rewarded with almost getting shot. You know, I don't want to say I wanted to get hit, but could have gotten a nice settlement. But it's okay. I don't need to be someone that's been shot in my life. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. UFC is so much better than the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm sure the inside fighting guys will be. I don't know if they'll be there for that. They might be out at the Super Bowl. The guys that I do a podcast with also, or that I'm part of. It's their podcast. I'm just like the third voice on it. It's called Fight Season by Inside Fighting. They're a much bigger channel than this one. What else is going on out there? Burt Bacharach dead in L.A. I like how the Drudge Report always puts where the person died. It sounds, it's kind of like retro. It's like dead in LA. Dead in Branson, Missouri. He wrote, raindrops keep falling on my head. What the world needs now is love. Do you know the way to San Jose? Walk on by. And now he's dead at 94. His last major public, big public, not appearance, but he was in the Austin Powers movie, right? But that was back in 97. He had a little cameo. After that, we didn't see much Burt Bacharach. I thought he was very old then. He looked like Little Kim in that plastic surgery picture. You see that? That's Little Kim. Oh, that's right. I see you're saying that a judge ordered Harry and Meghan be deposed in the court case with her sister. That's right. God, I knew there was something I was missing. It's been a busy week with the engagement. Admittedly, I've been a little off my game. I got to look into that. Oh, real quick. Helena Hutchins' parents and sisters in Ukraine sue Alec Baldwin, claiming she would have brought them to the U.S. when war broke out, but was killed by the actor on set of Rust, so now they're stuck. Is that really the cause for the lawsuit? Because I got to side with Baldwin on that one. How the hell is he supposed to know that Putin is going to roll into Ukraine? That's a little, I don't know. Helena's mother is a nurse treating the war wounded while her sister's husband fights on the front lines. Shit, I mean, it's hard to go against them. Gloria Allred's representing them. I wonder how Alec feels about that. Gloria Allred, big time liberal, as is Alec. I'm sure they've crossed paths at many galas and functions and fundraisers. And now she's coming after him. I like Gloria, though. I've been to her office many times to cover things. So, I got no beef with Gloria. Don't want her coming after me, but why would she? Helena's mother, Olga. It's about as generic as it gets. Olga from the Ukraine is a nurse treating the war wounded. Okay. Her sister Svetlana struggles at home with 2 young kids. The family had not filed any immigration case or visa request, but their attorneys say Helena would not have allowed them to stay in the war if she was still alive. She would have brought them to the U.S. when it was possible. I mean, no offense, but was Helena some powerful diplomat or something? Or did she have connections to bring them? Shit, for all we know, Helena would have had to call on Alec Baldwin to help bring her family over to the U.S. Oh, you're not even seeing this. My bad. You're still looking at Bert Little Kim Bacharach. Okay, that's Helena and her sister. And that is Helena's mother. And her father. Helena's sister, Svetlana, said, "To lose my sister was a horrible experience and one of the biggest losses of my life. Even more devastating is to see the utter suffering of our parents and how their health has sharply declined. It is for this reason that I'd like those who are at fault for somebody to carry that responsibility, not just somebody, but that very someone who is truly responsible to let this go and let this be unpunished is unallowable." If I was Alec, I would offer 3 or 4, and you know what? Not even first class tickets, private jet. Send a private jet right over to the Ukraine and bring those Hutchinses back, or whatever their real last name is. I'm sure it's not Hutchins. It's probably her husband's name. Bring them back. Start with that as part of your settlement. Make it right. Make it right, Alec. But I don't know if that is the family filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles alleging battery and loss of consortium, which seeks compensation for damages to relationships. Bit of a stretch, in my opinion. But Alec, I know he's probably trying to save money right now because he's got 40 kids and a grandkid, and I'm sure a big civil lawsuit is coming down the pike at some point when all this criminal stuff gets settled. He should say, you know what, I'm going to pull some strings. I'm going to call Ben Stiller and Sean Penn and all the other celebs who have been to the Ukraine recently on glamour tours, and I'm going to have them bring Olga and Svetlana and the father and the kids and everybody. We're going to bring them here. You guys can live in my Delaware mansion or my Hamptons mansion. That would be something good. All right, what else? Oh, Megan. Wow. That's how Google has it. When you try to Google Meghan Markle, it comes up as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Where's the law? What are those names that you mentioned? Christopher Boozy. All right, let's read this. Page 6. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will be deposed in her estranged. Okay, you know what? Fuck page 6. I'm going over to Law and Crime. I think they'll have less pop-up ads. Law and Crime. A woman from that was trying to get me on her podcast a while back. The Sidebar podcast. This was back when I first started posting about being involved in the Amber or Johnny Depp thing. I was one of the camera guys that shot some Amber Heard showing up for a deposition. So she reached out after this guy, Morgan Tremaine, my old supervisor at TMZ, testified in the trial. She reached out to be like, oh, would you like to come on? And then she's like, oh, do you think would you be able to get in contact with Morgan Tremaine also? And I said, I haven't spoken to the guy in years, so probably not. And then after that, she pretty much ceased contacting me and trying to get me on the podcast. So I think she wanted me to just help her get Morgan Tremaine. You know, it's okay. I understand. He was a bigger name at the time. I won't hold it against her. Meghan Markle's half-sister accuses Duchess of willfully withholding evidence and stonewalling in lawsuit, wants Prince Harry to testify under oath. I read somewhere that Prince Harry was supposed to host SNL, which I think would be a good thing for him. He needs to show a little bit of a sense of humor. You know, stop showing up to the UN and trying to give serious speeches and getting awarded. Like, you know, get in there, make fun of it. And SNL needs Prince Harry and or Meghan. The only time you watch SNL these days is for the stunt casting of the hosts, you know, Kim Kardashian or Elon Musk. Without that, it's just not as interesting anymore. Something about the sketch format doesn't seem to work as well in today's modern media landscape, you know. No one's going to wait around for Saturday night, especially when it's fairly predictable which direction they're going to go in. Okay. Samantha claims that the actress turned royal made false and malicious statements in her 2020 biography, Finding Freedom. Markle's said that a chapter of Meghan's book, A Problem Like Samantha, promoted a defamatory narrative about her. Samantha Markle says she has suffered actual damages in the form of lost employment, lost income from sales of her autobiography, emotional and mental distress, as well as threatening and violent emails, and has sued for an undetermined amount of compensatory and punitive damages.
I can't open this. What?
What's up, babe?
I can't open that, babe. I'm trying to open that.
All right. I'll do it. I'll do it as soon as I'm done. I'm almost done here.
Kill the stupid flies. They all like. I want to put like.
Yeah, I got it. That's my fiance.
Oh my god.
You can't see you right now, but there she is, real quick.
Hi guys, we're trying to catch bugs. I don't know if you guys have like those kitchen bugs that come with the flies. They're so annoying. So we got this thing here. It's like a bug little like thing to catch bugs. I've been trying to open this for 20 minutes. So I'm trying to get babe to kind of get this. But we're engaged now.
That's right. People say congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And let's catch all those bugs. This is not sponsored, but if they want to sponsor us, let us know.
Yeah, I'd love for my show to be sponsored by Raid.
They're so annoying. There's so many bugs here in LA.
Yeah. I'll take care of it in just a couple minutes. All right. So yeah. I mean, I bet they are. She probably does have a good case. She'll probably get something. The whole thing is so messy. Them believing they've done no wrong and everything is being done to them and everyone's going after them. I mean, yes, there were some, like I saw that documentary. There were some things, the British tabloids especially. You can't argue that some of those headlines were a bit racial. And there were a lot of attacks, but at the same time, they didn't do themselves any favors. You know, if you come in, you got to play the game a little bit. Give the public what they want. That's part of being a royal. And Meghan's biggest problem is her lack of self-awareness. Like in a documentary, when she's like, oh, we were on the plane leaving London, and I think it was the pilot or somebody came up to me and knelt down and said, thank you for your sacrifice. And finally, someone understood. I was like, you sacrifice? What you talking about? Your condo in Toronto? Your sacrifice? You're a world famous. You have gone past the A-list into royalty. You're world famous now. You have some money and some power, and you can show up places and people act like it's a big deal. Sacrifice. She lied so much. I know. It's hard to keep track of everything that they did. I mean, look, they trashed Samantha Markle and Thomas Markle. I'm just trying to be a fair person. Like Samantha had to have loved some of the notoriety. No one was talking to Samantha Markle about anything before all this. So she had to enjoy it on some level. But true. Doesn't mean that she can be defamed by her sister, half-sister, whatever Megan is to her. Someone actually compiled a list of all her proven lies, and it's incredibly long. Okay, I'm going to find that. I want to do more on this. I know I always say that, but this time I'm really going to do that. I'm going to find that list, and I want to go through it and then just do like a whole Megan special. I promise this time I'll actually do it. It has to be done. But let's see. I heard that Samantha wants to call Oprah as a witness. Good luck with that. All right. Let's check TMZ real quick. See if they got any updated news other than my shooting. Vanessa Hudgens glowing after engagement. So is the massive diamond ring. Oh, look at her. It's engagement season. She's engaged. Eminem's daughter's engaged. I'm engaged. What the world needs now is love, sweet love, as the late Burt Bacharach once sang. Rihanna, Super Bowl. Great. All right. Well, listen. It is what it is. So we've covered a lot of things. We've covered. Oh, fuck. You couldn't even see what I was looking at. I got to remember that this streaming service is. Forget it. I won't repeat myself about the streaming service. All right. Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. Listen, everybody. I appreciate you tuning in today. I'm going to try to do another show tomorrow. This week, as I said, has been busy with the engagement and all that. Just a long weekend of activities and trying to create a magical moment for my fiance. So I've been a little exhausted, a little off my game this week, but things will go back to normal next week. I guarantee it. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Dante.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
That's good. I know anybody over in my life.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Yeah.
Hal. Have a good day.